Hey everybody, and welcome to Tribal Trades and to lesson 2 of Life Changing Gains series. This should be a 6-lesson series. In the last lesson it was meant to be 4, but now it's going to be 6, but that's fine. I want you to get the absolute best content and some things that can really help you, where you can learn and grow. And so I want to give a big shout out to wherever you are in the world, wherever you're tuning in from. Welcome to the channel. Thank you to all the new, this is a brand new channel, and we just busted over, I think, 700 subscribers, just been going for a few days. So thank you so much to Josh over at Stocks with Josh and the Stocks with Josh family community. You've been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for joining me and for subscribing. And if this is your first time here, please, and you haven't subscribed yet, it helps me. It helps get this content out here. If you can smash the like, click on subscribe, and share, send some comments in there. I'm going to be doing some Q&A soon, so make sure you put any questions that you might have, and I'm going to do a full video just answering your questions, or as many as questions that I can. I've already started collating those. I also have some great links in the description, referral links for exchanges, that if you need to get started and get on an exchange, please use one of those referral links. I have a NordVPN link as well, so that your IP address is not exposed to bad actors or hackers. You should have that as a virtual private network. It's a couple of dollars a month, and you get a few extra months if you sign up using my referral link. Just as being transparent, that I will get rewards from all these referral links and the NordVPN link as well, but so do you. So it's a win-win situation. So I think that that kind of covers that. All right, so we're going to jump into, in the lesson 1, we talked about trade. And with trade, if you haven't watched that lesson, please go back and watch lesson 1 first, because we're going to jump in now to HODL in lesson 2. And with trade, I didn't mention, I don't think I mentioned this in the trade video, but essentially the trades can be during the day. So sometimes I'll be trading 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trades in just a single day, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. I can share a story how we were driving up, and it was like a 2.5 hour drive, and I literally traded the entire way up there, just getting in and out of the same token, which just kept coming up and back, just small little movements, making money. And I'm going to teach that strategy, how you can make 300 to 500, maybe even more than that per day, trading that strategy. That's coming up in a later lesson. So I want to help you with that, and I want to show you the strategy that I've used for that, okay? And so with trades, you can do those little day trades, but you can also trade where you buy something and in a matter of weeks later, you can sell it and make good amount of money as well, or days later, weeks later, maybe even months later. So depending on what time you have available, these life-changing gains lessons can help you, whether you've got a lot of time to put towards it or not as much time to put towards it. Going through these lessons are going to really help you make life-changing gains. Okay, so HODL is the easiest one out of the 3, in my opinion. Well, none of them are easy, because you've got to be scaling in and scaling out. You've got to know how to take profits, when to take profits, and how to buy positions and when to buy positions. And so essentially when we look at your HODL, it's just really as simple as a coin like Solana, for example. In this bull run, I was able to get back in around $12 or $15, maybe 15. I do forget now what it was, but it was decent. It was low enough, and it's just about taking profits on the way up. So you can see here we bottomed out around $8. I might have been, I don't know what I was doing there. It was close to Christmas, so maybe I just wasn't that focused. I missed that, and it was just a little wick down anyway. But if you were fortunate enough to get in around this area here, which I was, and then ride it up, then it's just basically about taking profits on the way up. And so I will generally take profits at 3x, 5x, 10x. So if you bought at $10, you might sell out at $30. And so you take your original capital out. So if you put $1,000 in, now that's at $3,000, and you take $1,000 out, and now you've got $2,000 left. And then obviously you might go up to the next area. You might say, hey, I'm going to take profits at 5x or 10x or 6x or 7x. Whatever you choose. There's no set rules, and there's always exception to any rules that you might set for yourself as well. Because remember, I'm always a if this then that style of trader, and so that if something changes, a partnership happens, Solana bought their phone out, and then meme coin mania started to go off, and so forth. So you can kind of shift things as you need to. And a coin that you may not have looked at or not like, you suddenly a month later like because they got a new partnership or something happened, or they got a new CEO or something. So therefore you have, as you go up, you take profits as you go up, and you just keep taking profits all the way up. And the goal is that by the time this coin gets to near or to the top of this bull market cycle, you want to be 90% out and just have a moon bag. So let's put this kind of like if you had bought 1,000 Solana at $10, therefore you've got 100 Solana. So therefore the goal would be, here, as I'm just using my calculator, the goal would be that by the time you get to the end of the bull run, that you would only have about 10 of those Solana left, because you would have sold 90 on the way up as you go. And then you have that 10 as that moon bag, just in case you didn't quite time the top, and then it just keeps going. And at that point, you can either, once the market drops and we have our usual pullback, which we assume is going to happen because it's happened every other time, and most altcoins values drop by 95 to 99%, in some cases, sadly, 100%, then you've got to decide, hey, well, I'm just going to hold those 10 Solana, or whether you have a stop loss out somewhere on the way down to protect that profit and buy it all the way. The whole goal is that you will be out 90%, or I will be. Let me just say, because I'm not here to give financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. It's educational, entertainment purposes only. We have to say that to make sure that there's an understanding there. But here's the deal. So now I want to be out 90%. I only want to have 10, 15, maybe 20% left. And then I will decide at some point if I will sell that remainder if I feel that the bull market is over. And then I will buy back at those. And that's what I did in the first bull run. I had Solana. I rode it all the way up to the top from $100 to $7,000. And then at the time that the market dropped, I still had $7,000 worth of Solana, even though I only had about 28 Solana left. Well, what did I do? I just held those. I held those and watched and just held them as it went down into the bear market. But what did I do? I added back. So I bought back heavily Solana at these levels here, and then was able to and repeat the same thing that I did in the first bull market, and watch it go from around $12 or $13 all the way up to around $200. And I feel like Solana has legs to go to $400, $600, maybe as high as $800. I'm picking around $600 to $800. And if you haven't watched my cheat sheet videos, I do a full 6 or 7 episode series on the top 20 to 25 coins. And I have buy levels, and I have where I feel they could potentially top out. Now, some of those buy levels were aggressive entries, and so those aggressive entries are gone. If you miss them, that's fine, because there are some lower entries. But some of those aggressive entries, the coins are up from that. And so that's why I have aggressive entries. And I will teach that during the series, how I manage those entries and how I look at those entries. And in the first lesson on that, I talked about how on the most recent Solana dip, I bought some at 160, 140, 120. I have orders at $180 as well, by the way. If we're lucky enough to get there, it seems as though we most likely won't, but you just never know. And so therefore, these aggressive entries are, if in case that 20 or 30% chance it doesn't come back and grab another entry and it takes off, that I actually have an entry in that coin. That's what an aggressive entry is called, and that's why I call it that, because it is fairly aggressive. It's aggressive because I actually think in taking this position that it's more likely that the market will actually drop and other entries get picked up. But there's always a chance, a small chance, whether it be 10, 5%, 20%, 30%, that it's going to take off, okay? And I'm going to show you how to scale into positions and scale out of positions in later lessons. Okay, so I'm going to bring this one down to a close, but the HODL is the absolute easiest one. You look at building a position, you know, and here, where was I buying? I was buying around $12. I bought some more at 15, some more at 20, and my final buys were around 20 or $22 or something around that level. And then all I was doing was taking profit. No new buys. I just took profit all the way up to 200. There was a local top signal there for me. I identified that. I shared it with people that I knew. Some people took profit, some people didn't and regretted it. And I took a bunch of profit there. I wish I'd taken a little bit more profit, but I took a good amount. And now is the first time that I have started to buy back here. But that leads us into the accumulation. And so I'm kind of cheating a little bit. I'm getting ahead on the next video. The important thing with the HODL, it's super easy. You build your positions, and then you take profit at different points on the way up. I do a mixture of 2x, 3x, 5x, 10x, 7x, 6x, just how I'm feeling about a coin, where I bought it, the quantities that I have, and I also do it at local top. So sometimes it might be a local top, and I just will sell here, even if it doesn't reach one of my X. Say I've done 5x, and this would have been 10x here anyway. So I would have been taking profit, but just say this wasn't. Say that I got in somewhere around here at $80 or $90. Maybe say that was my first buy, and I wasn't planning on taking profit here. I was planning on taking profit at 300. I would definitely have taken profit here anyway, because this was a clear local top. I'm going to show you how to identify it. I've got a cheat code for identifying local tops and local bottoms that works most of the time. And so I'm excited to show you that in a future video. But I'm going to wrap this one up. Remember, we've covered the trade. The trade is where you just get in it. You don't hold this token long term. You get in and you get out. You're not taking profits on the way up. You throw some money in. You build positions again. With everything, I build positions. You build positions, and sometimes it only hits your aggressive entry and you go up and you take profit, and so be it. Sometimes it hits some of the other entries, and then when it goes up, you're able to take more profit, and that's great as well. Or maybe you just take the same amount of profit that you would have, but you're just able to take it a whole lot quicker and get in a lot more trades. Either way, the first bucket that I have Solana is in the trade, and so I actively have a Solana account in a different exchange where I just go in and out and in and out and in and out. Not the burger chain, which I love and my kids love, but you're just going in and out all the way. And so that was what we covered in lesson 1. And then lesson 2 is we just covered that in HODL. And lesson 3, I gave you a sneak peek. We're going to cover that in the next lesson, which is accumulate. So thanks for joining again. Make sure you smash the like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And we'll see you in the next one. Until then, happy trading.